What should I study to learn diplomat level English? Okay, you want to learn the kind of English diplomats use. What kind of English do diplomats use? They use simple English. So diplomats have two functions. Hmm? One function is to face the media and the world and put out statements for the media consumption, for the consumption of the media and the general population. These are statements made to appease the media and appease the people. That's one function that diplomats serve, to put out official statements. The other function of diplomats is to engage in negotiations and diplomacy. Sometimes it's with friendly countries in which there is a warm and friendly environment. Sometimes it is with hostile nations in which there is outright bullying and threats and arm twisting. So when you are facing the media and you're making public statements, you use very vague diplomatic language. You generally use language that can either have a very precise meaning, or you use language that can have lots of different interpretations depending on what you're trying to achieve. And so that is when you're facing the media and facing the public for public consumption. The other thing which you do behind closed doors, you have to be very precise in that. So you have to have a great amount of command over whichever language you're using in diplomacy. In the past, the language of diplomacy was French during the era of European domination of the world. But before that, it used to be in India and Asia, Sanskrit, and whatever. So, whichever language you use, you need to have great command over it. You need to understand the nuances in the context. You need to know how to be either very precise or to be very vague. So, how do you what should you study to learn that level of English? Well, you need to study. Well, you need to have a very good command over English for that, which means you need to read a lot, not just your newspapers and media articles and all, but even literature, even non-fiction. You have to read as much as you possibly can. You need to not just read but also write. Writing is very important in diplomacy. You have to put out diplomatic cables, communiques. You need to have a very strong grasp on your written communication. It has to be very precise, very the point. So it's not just about reading. You need to be able to read, you need to be able to write, and you need to be able to speak. Three different things. And without reading, you can't achieve any of the other two. Without reading a lot, you can't achieve a great command over the spoken or written language. So the first step is read a lot. Read a lot of high quality literature, high quality publications, high quality nonfiction. Read a lot. Don't read trash, pulp fiction level garbage. Read literature. Read uh, books on history written by high quality historians. Read the history of the Cold War. Read the history of the world wars. Read the history of diplomacy. uh, all of that stuff. So be familiar with the milieu of diplomacy, the diplomatic life and all that. Read of authors, do you like them or not? People like Kissinger, people like Brzezinski, and so many more. So you have to immerse yourself in this. Read a tremendous amount. Write every single day. Write 1,000 or 2,000 words every day, and keep on improving your writing, and learn how to communicate as well. Your spoken English. So it's a big task, but certainly something that can be achieved. And if you do get into the field of diplomacy IFS, then you'll be actually trained properly in that. So yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Read a lot, write a lot, and learn how to speak.